4 games at least tomorrow. So
Oh,
we had plenty
yeah.
of games today, and yeah, tomorrow is not gonna be. We're not gonna have any less action tomorrow. And looking like the race is actually starting.
Yep, and they are all off. And here we go. We got 3 going to cut first, and we got 1 player going the Gutsman route. The difference between Rock and Mega Man, a Rock. That's about it. Yeah, the title screen is literally the only difference. Aside from that, the games play identically. Yep. So here we go. So I guess we'll draw attention. We'll talk about. I guess we'll look at Laurie's screen because Laurie's going with the Gutsman first route, which usually implies no early magnet beam, which is obviously a pretty vital thing for playing this category for the a more optimal time here. And Laurie gets past obviously that very rough beginning section that no one's really a fan of. Usually you'll have magnet beam doing cut first, but Laurie shows it can be done regardless. Whereas other 3 players will be using Cutman as their first choice. So tell me about this. Tell me about Cutman stage, Cool Kid. I mean, no one obviously knows it better than you, so you know.
Plenty of resets in cut if you're a Mega Man 1 runner. It's a pretty straightforward stage. You just want to make sure that you don't take too much damage as there is a big guy at the end of this stage, and want to make sure you have enough health to tank a hit from the big guy if you happen to get some bad luck. But actually, Laurie, she is just about to start the Gutsman fight here, and this is a very interesting Buster fight actually, as you have to jump right before Gutsman lands, and she actually does a good job here.
Yeah, no, just 1 or 2 stuns there, and it takes care of it. So again, Gutsman stage is pretty short compared to a level like Cut. So it seems like maybe she's a little ahead, but actually, it's roughly, like I said, very short stage compared to those 2. So, and of course, the Cutman fight, not really much to that, just gotta watch out for the health, and looks like ColonelFatso a little bit low, but no problem, no damage there, no death, and they're all taking care of Cutman early, and they get to move on to the chance for being imprisoned in the next stage here.
Oh dear, Elecman, yeah. So again, this is there are 2 races on the screen here. The top players, Einea5mk are racing, and LaurieDeBeaver are racing 2 individual races. And the top race is very even so far. We're not gonna really see how Beaver and Mazimov how they. Well, we're gonna see after the Rope Master, see how they kind of match up, how far apart they are. But Fatso unfortunately took a big fall there. If you fall on one of these screens, then you're very likely gonna take a big drop.
Yeah, that falling velocity is pretty quick in this one, my friend. It's like I think you speed up if you try to pause, cancel your knockback a little later. It's like you actually accelerate faster going down if you can't grab anything.
Yeah. Oh, I see something in the chat here.
I don't know what they're talking about, and I have a filter on my chat for anything about chicken, so.
Oh, I see.
I see nothing. Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, so Einea is coming up on this very important screen here. Good old magnet beam grab. Gets a ladder shot. Here's the scary part. See what gets in. He gets in and he gets out. Fatso is just about to do the same. Well, actually, he actually got a really good grab. Wow, made up some real good time on Einea there.
So tell me, man, how hard is doing that trick? Is it, what the inputs? How challenging is that to really learn that?
It's pretty tough to learn, but once you know it, it's not too bad. There are 2 frame-perfect inputs involved in the trick, and there's a chance of soft locking. But it's you get infinite amount of tries at it, so it's not too bad. You'll usually end. I mean, you'll get it eventually, but as long as you don't soft lock. But it's definitely one of the tougher things to do quickly in the game. Oh, everyone, both Einea and Fatso are really low.
Wow, I'm not sure they're going to see any. I don't know how bold are they going to do. They're going to play it safe. Literally in sync on the stop summons. Oh, Fatso's like, nah, I don't want to wait that long. Let's go to one.
Wow.
Last beam. So they gotta make sure we got 3 players on this elect fight. Cannot take any damage. And looks like Einea5mk and Mazi having no issues regardless of their low health.
Nice.
And Laurie is, a little early in the level, making the climb up. Again, a very, very long level vertically in a couple of sections here. So, let's see which way Laurie goes. Laurie's gonna. Oh no!
Oh dear. Yeah, that is a big fall.
Ooh, the field goal, man. 4 screens downward. Oh, the feeling on that. That's going to be quite a bit of a time to actually make that climb back up here. But while Laurie rebuilds, makes that climb again, we've got our players here going for some zips here, and no one knows better about the zips than this guy, Cool Kid, man. These pixel perfect placements to nail these zips, man. I mean, it's got its muscle memory at its best, as far as I'm concerned.
Actually, speaking of just that, Einea is having actually, all 3 players are having a good stage here. This is still very even. Again, Mazimov, well, the 2 top players are racing each other, and Mazimov is racing Beaver. And Einea actually got most of the wraps and the zips here. It's got a really nice ice from Einea. Fatso is not trailing far behind, and Mazimov, yeah, they all had a nice ice, really.
Yeah.
Made it through.
Yeah, ice is a level that can quickly begin to deteriorate around when you start, if you miss even, especially the first zip, just because you have to deal with, some of those disappearing blocks, and, you don't want to use all your beam up because you definitely don't want to have to go across that moving platform section with a low beam count.
Oh no, that is the worst section in the game, really. You're playing without magnet beams. Just no.
Yeah. So, man, we're gonna make a new category, beamless, except for that one screen in Wily 1, but beamless, So there we go, man. We got our top 2 players again, quite close to each other.
Yeah, wow, this is a really good race so far. Yeah, we head into fire.
Good stuff here. So, Fireman stage, as you see 3 of our players. Again, it's a level that has, a couple of little mini zips at the beginning just to avoid having to walk a long section back and forth, and another one to do the exact same to avoid that, but a very dangerous zip if you kind of mess it up, because what do you think, man? What about that zip we're going to see in a little bit?
Oh yeah, zip at the very end. Yeah, I think all players are going for it. It's a big time save. It's a player at these levels. At this level, they will most likely go for it, even in a race like this.
Oh yeah. So as you see, we've got Einea's going to be setting it up first here, just by a few frames here. Both going with the ladder setup here, and here's the Screen of Doom. Looks like Einea nails with no problem. Unfortunately, Fatso not as successful. Is going to have to do the zigzag walk here.
Wow, and Einea actually just got 2 corridor sips as well after nailing that big fire sip. So he was just flying through the fireman stage here. Had a great stage, in fact.
Yeah, those corridors have definitely saved quite a bit of time. There's no sliding in Mega Man 1, so corridors this will, what's that about? At least probably 10-ish seconds. How much are we talking about saving on those quarter zips anyway?
I think if you get all of them throughout the entire run, you can get 2 in fire, 2 in ice, 2 in guts. You save 12 seconds in total. I think it's about yeah, 3. No, wait, maybe. Yeah, I think about 12 seconds in total.
Yeah, quite the time saving. You want to get these godlike times. I mean, you got to get these sub 19 times, man. It almost comes a must. You know, every little zip helps, and not to mention getting the zip, but setting it up quickly as possible. You definitely don't want to waste a lot of time with some missed beam shots. And I tell you, man, it takes some skill to nail these beam placements on the first try all the time, especially when you don't have like your ladder as your, a way to set up easily.
Definitely, and you don't have infinite amount of beams either, so you may run out of beams too if you or if you're unable to set it up your first set of beams. Yeah. That's kind of what happened to Fatso in Fireman, unfortunately. That's why he's a little far behind. Not far behind by too much though, Einea. So we're in the fifth row with Master Artist 6-1's Bomb Man. Pretty simple stage. Has a big zip at the end. So your Einea goes for a ladder-less setup. He gets it after a slight tumble. Good stuff. Einea's having actually had a really good run past Alec. Actually saving time on his splits. Mazimov sets stuff with the ladder. Definitely a more consistent way of doing it. As does Fatso.
Coach, just gotta watch out for that troll beam in case it's too far away from that ladder and you walk off, you plummet to those spikes, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is not too uncommon. Troll beam.
Yeah, we saw a race earlier. It was Mr. Cab. He got troll beam. I mean, literally was beam, nothing was going right. Just really unusually bad luck on beam placement. It happens sometimes. It definitely happens sometimes. But if you go for a ladder, it's like you don't have to worry about it. You just have to make sure you get the beam placement correct. And
definitely.
So, yes, man. Get the big 100,000 from Fatso. So again, the earlier part of this level made much easier by having beams to just walk over the moving platforms, and Fatso going for an interesting setup there using the first platform. And again, walking over the Hammer Brothers, the Capcom Hammer Brothers anyway.
Gutsman is a really short stage with the magnet beam. They were able to get early.
So you see, it's like Einea got a quarter zip here, saving even more time here.
Yeah, he's actually been saving time on every split after Alex, so he's he's playing really well.
Yeah.
Fatso getting one. One corner on Fatso, not too far behind though.
Yeah, like I said, these beams corridors, this is like pixel perfect placement here. So there's no room for error here. Too high or too low by 1 pixel, and it's not happening. So of course, since Fatso didn't get all the bombs there, it's much quicker to use Buster there to just finish off versus waiting for the bomb, and not to mention risking Gutsman moving out of the way again. So between Einea and ColonelFatso, we've got about about 15 seconds ish.
Yeah, I think we got it. I think got it down to just 20 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, they're pretty close. And of course, you see another zip there on Einea there, just speeding up, even faster forward here.
Yeah, he's playing.
Man. Watch out, dude.
I know, he's again after Alec, every stage has been really good, so Fatso is it's really tough for him to catch up here because Einea is not really making any mistakes as he enters the worst from the game. Oof,
almost slipped off. That was a little scary there. that platform moved any farther to the left, that would have been a casualty. And again, now one thing to note, of course, you know, in the actual Robot Master stages, when you complete a level, you get refills on all your weapons. But in the Wily stages, like a lot of classic Mega Man games, there are no refills unless you game over. So, you know, optimizing your magnet, which is kind of necessary for this, you know, the finale of this game, you could say. You gotta make sure you don't run out of weapons, or at least pick up the refills when you can. A couple in Wily 2, a couple in Wily 1 if you need them.
Yeah, they can potentially be big here. Like Einea is currently in the lead by, we'll see by just how much after this stage. But if he runs out of beams, he used more beams than Fatso in the stage since he went for the sip in the first screen. But if he runs out of beams in the Wily stages here, that can be just enough for Fatso to catch up here.
Now you see Laurie down here gonna take the long way. You know, Laurie may not be familiar with the bomb ends up there, so gonna play it safe. Don't want to have any casualties here. And meanwhile, we've got Einea just trucking along here in Wily 2. What do you think? We're gonna see any Wily 2 zips here, aside from maybe the last one?
Does not look like it. Don't blame him though. He's actually still on a great run. And Fatso gets a 2-cycle Yellow Devil, unfortunately. Don't recall how big of a time loss that is, but that is very unfortunate for Fatso.
Yeah, we've had a couple too. We had a couple of threes. Sometimes that leg beam just wiggles right around that eye. So try to get another shot in. Unfortunately, it's a little too late. You have to wait a cycle, so it happens. And man, Mazimov having a little trouble with the old scrubbing bubble balls. A little enemy there.
Right, and Laurie just finished a run with Masters, so she will also be heading into the Wily stages now.
Yep. So like I said, a pretty hefty lead for Mazzy over Laurie right now. You can see now that they're both in the Wily stages here. I said we've got about Mazzy about halfway through Wily 2. Einea going for the zip here, and
well, he gets it.
Yeah, zip going for all the zips, all the way to the next to last screen there. So
yeah, Einea has had 2 goals so far in his run, Wily 1 and in the Bomb stage. Really having a good run.
Yeah, we start getting goals in races. I mean, you know, you're bringing it. You're definitely bringing it here. So we see Mazzy going for the zip, and of course you see Fatso not going for it. Let's see what happens here. So again, this is a little strange there when you're falling. If you're not too familiar with this game, you know, when you're falling, you actually see the correct screen. But once this transition of the scrolling stops, then it actually reverts to the one prior. Was it the one prior to it or the one after it? But you have to make sure you get out that wall, because on that third screen there's spikes on the left, and if you don't get out the wall, if you don't zip again, you're gonna fall right into those spikes there.
Alright, so Einea is about done with Wily 3 really fast level if you know your wraps and zips. And he's not slowing down. He is not slowing down.
So I'm still waiting for someone to get 3 dupes on Wily 3. So Einea's going to the first shot at it. And we have one in our second. Make me proud. Oh my goodness. My day is made.
There we go, a perfect fight, and wow, Einea just saved 10 seconds on his PB on that level.
Yeah, Einea has a chance to PB. I don't know how much time save he has on this, but he's only 1.4 seconds off his PB after Wily 3, so who knows? We may have another person PBing in a race. That would be fantastic.
Fatso and Mazimov both doing a dupe off. See if he gets the most dupes.
Look at this. Man, again, Fantastic fight for Fatso.
Mazimov also getting 3 hits.
Man,
Wow.
the dupes. The dupes are on point for these players today, man. I mean, what is that, like 9 dupes between everybody?
Oh, and Einea just got a perfect refight skip, and I do believe that this is looking like a PB pace.
Yeah, this is the PB pace here.
As long as he doesn't get fried by Locker Wiley, he should be able to finish him off and get a new PB in a race too. First race.
Fantastic right there. So here we go. That's what we're trying to get some beam placement here to get to the refight skip. Maz is going to take a little refill to get the zip set up, and this is looking like a PB for Einea. Here we go.
Well, there
you go. Einea not only winning the first game of the match, but also getting a PB. Timer on Einea's screen shows 20:42, and that's almost a 10-second PB. So you can't beat that. Definitely can't beat that. Man, Einea was on fire on those last few levels.
And definitely. And looking at Fatso splits, it's not being that slow either. He actually had a goal on Wiley 2 and Wiley 3. But Einea's just, ever since Alec, is just playing really well.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 2 really good times, you know. Unofficially 20:42 for Einea and 21:15 for ColonelFatso. I mean, those are some good times right there.
Yeah, very, very much so. And Mazimov finishing off with a 21:41 according to his splits, and that is less than 10 seconds away from his PB. Too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some good stuff going on here. But of course, let's not forget Laurie here. You know, Laurie doesn't necessarily know all the moves here, you know, all the zips here, but you know, Laurie's still playing well here. You know, Laurie had a run the other day. You know, has a little trouble, you know, with some movement here, but I mean, Laurie is doing pretty good too. Want to finish it strong here, and in the meantime, our first racers on the top, Rockman players will say, well, they'll probably get ready and get set up again for game number 2. Again, this is best 2 out of 3. You have the top part of the screen, Einea and Fatso. They are doing best 2 out of 3, and we have another race going on simultaneously between Laurie and Mazzy. So again, a lot of 4-way action going on today. 2 simultaneous races going on. So a lot of action going on today. And of course, you want to confuse us all. You all can start early, and then we're really kind of off. You know? So here we go. A good game from Mazzy. We're gonna watch Laurie take care of this clone fight here. Yeah, Fatso was doing really good. Again, well, these players, you know, just kind of glancing here, and you know, we have some players goals all over the place here. So it's always to see when you do a stage better than you've ever done it. So obviously a fantastic feeling, especially under the conditions of having a race.
Oh yeah. And speaking of golds,
look at that.
She is now on PB pace after a Whitey too.
That's what I'm talking about. I was telling Laurie yesterday, Laurie had a little problem, like, you know, if the race starts a little bumpy, you know, finish your run because you never know what's going to happen. And right there, Laurie goes on PB pace. 2 more levels, hold it together, and you know, hopefully we can get 2 PBs out of 2 races. That'd be awesome.
Fortunately, runs out of beam for the big sip. Has to walk.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Laurie has the PB has this walk in there or not. I'm not really sure. Not really sure. But if Laurie can get some dupes here, and I'm trying to go off the time here, it's looking about, was it a split of about 25-17? So it's like if Laurie can get these dupes, you can still maintain some of that time here. Got about 30 seconds to get this fight here. I'm not sure exactly when Laurie splits, but let's find out. Had a lot of dupes here in these two races.
Masi, Einea, and Fatso, they all got a perfect fight. Oh, Laurie unfortunately not as fortunate in her fight.
Yeah. So hopefully we can get these killed very quickly, and we might still have a hope for a PB here. We'll see. It's gonna be kind of tight there. Ooh. Oh boy. Trying to get our blood pressures up here. So Laurie is just a few seconds behind PB pace, about 3 seconds. So hope is not lost here. Can really nail this, and again, I'm not sure how the zips go, but we're gonna find out. Ooh, scary there.
Scary Mega Man 1 spikes. If you get knocked down on the spikes, even though you're invincible, you die. Unlike in any other Mega Man game.
What is that madness? Come on, Capcom. They got rid of that, but so Laurie doesn't have any beam here, and oh no!
Oh no!
Ooh, unfortunately, Laurie. For some reason, you get here with no beam. Usually, most times, since you have one beam left, or one or two, and you want to optimally have one beam so you can just go get there and use the second block as your staircase to get the zip. But if you get rid of that bottom two, it's nothing you can do there. Those blocks do not come back. So now Laurie has to do this. Ooh. Oh my goodness gracious.
Got the Yashishi, classic Capcom, retro Capcom item.
Yep, that if you don't know that, I mean, that basically is, if you want to fast forward about 4 Mega Man games to Mega Man 5, that's basically your equivalent of a Mega Tank. It refills up all your health for all your weapons as well as your own energy. So, and that jump, by the way, that you saw Laurie get first jump, not too bad, but that second jump when you have to jump back onto the platform, that is one of them nasty jumps. That jump is not easy.
But that is, you play this Buster only, and yeah, you have to ride the platform. That is one of the, if not the most scariest jump in the game. You're jumping on and off the platform. It's really,
yeah.
Yeah, so Laurie, she getting the jumps. That is very impressive.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm thinking that this looks like, I don't know. I don't want to go too early here, but if Laurie can get through these fights, we're gonna have to put one more out. And I don't know. I don't know about you, man, but this is looking like another PB here.
Looking great. She has about a minute and a half. Defeat Wily. She does not have full health. That is kind of the risky thing when you do the refights. Yeah, when you actually fight the refights, it's likely you take damage and go in the fight with less than full health. It's kind of a little tough fight. Oh.
With the pause strats here.
Presses the button a little too hard, but okay, she's doing well now. Going for a nice pause strat. The Alec Beam covers a lot of the screen, so
yeah, Laura's gonna get this. This is gonna be almost a minute PB. Let's see here. Gotta get one more shot off, it looks like. And Wally has been paved in. It is a PB by a minute. Yep.
Wow.
28:47 and change. That's what, Laurie. I'm so happy for you. Laurie had a little stumbling yesterday and came back with a PB in the race. Not letting that frustrating get to it. That's what I'm talking about. 1 full minute, man. We got 2 PBs here. So congrats to Laurie and Einea both getting PBs. Einea picking up the first win in the best 2 out of 3. Mazimov getting the first win. And that grouping at the bottom of the screen. So that's good stuff, man. It's like I gotta give ColonelFatso. I gotta give ColonelFatso something. We don't have anything to give him. Give him a nice little parting gift or something. But we'll give him another chance.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not over.
Take down Einea. You know, because again, ColonelFatso and Neil were really close together for a big portion of that run. So we're gonna roll it back and do a salt-free run back. Let them catch their breath, get themselves a Capri Sun, and unparch their throats. And this is some good stuff, man. I like this four-way race thing. Should do this more often.
Definitely, it's a ton of action.
Oh, yeah, man. So, man, that was a good one. We got tons of dupes. We got 2 PBs and good stuff. So that's all right. We're gonna get another minute PB. We're gonna get another. We're gonna get a PB on top of a PB. You know, they never run back a PB, but we ain't got no choice now, do we? You know.
That was cool.
So,
Look, I was looking at Fatso's summer best before the race, and looking at it now, it looks like he improved it by about 15 seconds during the race.
oh yeah, got that sub 20 summer best going. It's always a nice feeling. Hopefully that summer best can actually become the PB one day, if not better.
That's getting a sub 20 in this game is a legendary speed time. Definitely, it's a sought after time.
I want to be legendary one day. I believe. So, oh, by the way, if you have not already, just a reminder, make sure you drop a follow to all 4 of these runners. You can go check them all out, !R, and drop them a follow. Show them some love, you all, because if they weren't playing right now, you would be watching. Going up, I don't know, shoveling the snow for some of us, or I don't know, watching something else that's not as hype as this. So as they get ready to run it back, they're going to set up the rematch here, and we're going to have 2 more races going here. Again, best 2 out of 3. So Fatso, Laurie, both looking to tie up the match so they can force game 3. So they are off.
Again, Laurie's starting off with Guts and Rest Racers going Cut. I'd say generally the time difference is about 20 seconds lost on going Guts first, but it's definitely the safer option as you do not risk soft locking. You get the magnet beam grab early.
Yeah, you know what? And even with Mozzie doing the faster route, like I said 20 seconds, but you know, with bad death, I mean, that can just be eliminated very, very quickly, you know, especially in something like Wally 2, where you have to, if you don't make that checkpoint, it's a long way. But that's how much is that time loss? And that has to be at least pushing a minute and then some.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think it's the worst death in the game. It's got to be like dying after an Elecman fight. You have to redo the entire stage.
Oh yeah. So again, you know, it's just a nice little casual walk for Guts, man. You know, once you get past that beginning, you know, just gotta deal with again with the Buster only Laurie. Main threat just not getting stun locked, making sure you jump before Gutsman lands, and the rest of our players traversing through the level. No health or shame here. Don't have to worry about the big guy a couple screens below bodying them. Speaking of the Buster only, you ever run this game Buster only, Cool Kid?
Yeah, I've done it. It's actually pretty fun, but Iceman stage is, well, it's fun apart from Iceman stage, really.
No one likes Iceman stage. So again, our players at the top, you know, just about in sync here. A couple of seconds, just looking at their time, just a couple of seconds difference here.
Yeah. Looking like Fatso his cut was about 6 seconds faster than Einea, and then Mazimov, yeah, he's doing a different route. Doing a different route than Laurie. So we cannot really see how they match up until after the Robot Masters, but the top race, Einea up by 1 game, best of 3. Fatso currently in the lead early on.
Laurie says no game 3. You just make sure you get yourself PB. Regardless if you win or lose, you can nail a PB. I mean, you can PB and lose, or you can not PB and win. So you just keep playing. And I saw a little Mega Man head pop up there on Fatso screen.
PB's a win.
Here we go. Looks like Fatso is going to go for the corner jump. Fortunately, Mazzy fell down from the first attempt.
Yeah, Einea also got it first try. To have a race. Fatso Einea. Yeah, they'll soon be on the Magnet Beam screen, and that is kind of... I would say Magnet Beam screen might just be the most significant screen in the game, just because how hard it is to get a fast grab. So they're going to see how they... how it goes.
Let me tell you this. Now, let me ask you a question as someone that does this. So you know, you can get in the Magnet Beam, but how hard is it to get in the Magnet Beam, and after you get out, to actually go upwards, to take the upper route out? How hard is it to do that?
Oh, we gotta ask Einea since he just got it.
Wow. Well, let me go redirect my question elsewhere then.
Nah, it's tough. It's one additional frame perfect input. You have to press left and jump at the exact same time. It's not too bad, but if you don't get it first try, you'll fall down, and
you know, plenty of time. You got a whole 60th of a second to get it. Plenty of time. So, man, actually, it seems like with that, I don't know. It is, let's see, it's still very close here. It's got a screen transition, about 4 for 2 there. So, it's like, Fatso just streams a little bit off sync here, but Fatso's about 4 to 5 seconds ahead still. So, but again, very dangerous corridor here. Low health over there for Einea. Einea isn't. Man, a little ballsy here with the low health. Ooh.
Yeah. Fatso took a fall during the climb, so I think Einea, if he survives this, he does.
Yeah.
He just took the lead.
It did. Just enough time to lose there, and tell you, just like that, you can have a lead shift just on one hit.
Or rather, considering the delay, maybe they're just about time. We're gonna see us to go into ice. Can look at the timers. Mazimov also approaching. Elecman, a little low health. Offs to pause, and he gets it.
Yeah, it looks like based on the time is when the screen transition. It looks like it's about a half-second lead right now for Einea. So these they're close.
Okay, Einea going for the ocean setup. He places the beam a little too high, so he's gonna have to take a dip. Fatso opts to not go for the setup, so Fatso will outrun Einea here as the water makes you go slower.
Yeah, and that's enough to negate that half a. Oh man, unfortunately, hit too. So let's see what happens on zips here. Let's see how they do it.
Oh wow, Einea gets it first try. Fatso unfortunately has to drop down to the yoga blocks.
Yeah, now that's going to be quite a drop in time there. Yeah, it's pretty bad there because not only did he not able to get it, but he's going to use a lot of beam and force. He's down to just one beam now, so we're going to have to... The platforms might come into play here. Not going to use any beams here because you definitely... Oh, he's going to use a beam, so... Fatso is going to have to deal with the platforms of doom here.
Like they're playing pretty nice, and once it gets that beam ammo, yeah, he'll no longer use the platforms.
Yeah. Those platforms are RNG at its best, and unfortunately sometimes with them having a wonky hitbox, you can jump on them and just get hit and just fall right through it. And it's, yeah, a very common reset point if that were to happen in a run.
Yeah, it's also one of the worst things to happen because usually if that happens, you have no beams. So you have to get up and do the jumps again all over, and you might just, fall through the platforms again.
Yeah.
Einea. He's got green splits.
Green splits? Could we do it back to back? Who knows? So on the bottom, we got Laurie. Laurie's gonna make that comment to Electman again. A lot of people don't low health on Electman, but let's see, make sure Laurie can take this down. Iceman down on Mazimov's stream here. So Maz is gonna start far. Still has that lead over Laurie for now. Einea getting a little shook up there by that fire. And like I said, we're going through fire stage and they're going for that particular zip right there. But, again, now mind you, if anyone messes up the zip here, we could have another lead shift here if someone dies on Fireman's longer zip here.
Oh yeah, definitely. See, Eineia's first one. Looks like he gets the correct ladder grab. Okay, makes it through.
No problem there. Some nice distance on top of that too, so. Looks like he's gonna hold that lead for now. Going for a couple quarter zips, got a couple of beams to spare, and that's unfortunate. You go for those, if you go for those quarter zips, you can miss them. And it's like you lose just a little bit of time because of having to stop and turn left and nothing happens if you actually land on the beam. So not much, but just enough to a few more ticks off that clock there.
It's really funny how on my screen here, Fatso and Mazimov are really synced up as they're both starting fireman's fight at the same time, although
Yeah, they're
not in the same race.
Yeah.
Two separate races here. The top are racing against each other and the bottom two players are racing each other.
Now, if those looking at the stream, again, we have two races going on. The top screens against the top screens are racing each other, and the bottom screens are racing each other. So from the top screen, you have about, from what you actually see, it's about a 5.5 second off sync between Einea and Fatso, if you're watching there. So, and then the bottom screen is pretty much on sync, maybe just over a second between their two screens down there. And again, for the bottom two, of course, you'll see them a lot more accurate once they both enter the Wily stages.
Right, so judging by the timers here with the slight stream delay and with Fatso, there's currently a 9-second, Einea is currently 9 seconds ahead of Fatso. Still a very close race.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Einea unfortunately messes up the sip, but he triggered a checkpoint on the next screen, so that death was not bad at all, but a little minor time loss there.
Tactical death there.
Oh yeah, get full health.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in quite some time. I guess, I don't know, is Mega Man's head high enough above the screen to actually hit the checkpoint? I don't know what the programming is behind that one.
Actually, don't recall, but we're talking about that troll beam last race. Yeah, that's what just happened to Mazimov. He got a troll beam to appear really far away from him, and he took a fall onto the spikes.
Okay, it happens. So let's see what kind of 57 on stage, and what do we have for ColonelFatso? About let's see, what's that, about 7 seconds ish? Yeah, a little time cut from that lead there with that death there, that zip death. Very strange looking death.
Yeah, Eineia's just gonna make sure that he's keep track of his lives. Still has 1 extra life, which is good enough for the refight skip. But if he dies once more, we'll have to game over or get an extra life for the refight skip in Wily 4.
Definitely on that. So here we go. We got set up from Mousy going through Gutsman stage here. Yeah, not too much of a threat here. Yeah, again, taking advantage of having those beams to just kind of stay above all the bad stuff below the moving platforms, the hammer brothers. Yeah, again, very short level and even much easier to get through with the beams.
Oh, double corridor sip from Fatso.
Oh boy, that's the way to cut that time down.
Einea, unfortunate placement that bomb. Fatso getting the quick kill. Yeah.
And wow. 13-30 on score there, and Fatso has the lead right now.
Gold Gutsman, he just took the lead.
Sure did here. So Fatso can hang on the wise edges here. We'll be going to game 3 on our Rockman players at the top here. So gotta hold on, because anything can happen here. Miss Zip can't get out of the wall. Gonna be exciting on the top screens here. Like I said, we got Mazi just finishing up with Gutsman, about to start Wally 1.
Einea will attempt to sip. He gets the sip again. He got it first race too. Fatso does not go for the sip.
Yep, and tell you, man, the lead back and forth just on the sake of a zip. I'm telling you. Oh boy, getting low health there for Fatso. I'm not sure if he was going for the health or wanted to play it safe, but be careful up here.
Oh, look at that. The very fortunate health drops. He's okay now. Health.
The game just went into Mega Man 2 mode for a second. It drops. So Anea's going to pick up a couple of the beams there. And Fatso's going to... Woo, boy. Watch that low clearance there. Unfortunately, if you take a hit with the beam pointed one way, it goes the opposite direction, and you gotta move quickly to keep from dying. And gotta go 3 beaming it.
Yellow Devil deals 4 damage, so Fatso's gotta dodge his moves.
Oh yeah. So once you know this game, you know the patterns. Even though they move quite fast on this version, to quite honest with you, but
oh, the evasive shot.
Oh boy, he's got.
Okay.
Gonna save it. Tell you.
And Laurie just finished a row with Masters, and she is on PV pace.
Yes, in fact, that's an enormous PV pace there. We're about almost 40 seconds ahead right now. So, Laurie's gonna make me happy and get back-to-back PBs. Prove that whole theory wrong right there. So here we go. We got a little bit of a lead here for Einea right now. Again, with those, Einea getting these zips, as soon as you fall down or fall behind and you get a zip that can save you, 7-8 seconds, it's just a lead shift very easily.
This is very close. Looking like Einea's ahead by about 5 seconds right now, I would say.
Yeah. Again, this can be turned around right now just on, just on the upcoming zip, before the fight between, Wally 3 zips and dupes. Oh my goodness, there's so many variables where the rank is switch here. It's very exciting here. So here we go. The fall. Oof.
Yeah, fortunately, he managed to get out just in time for to fall on the invisible spikes. Fatso goes more traditional way, and it's still a really close race going to the boss fight. Probably one of the more trivial boss fights in the game. Clone is no problem at all for players of this caliber.
Yep. So we're gonna see here. We're gonna We're gonna look at the timers here on the screens here. Kind of compensate for a little latency here. Let's see what kind of kill we get here. So we got a kill at about 1809 there for Einea. And we have a kill at about 1813 for Fatso. So, man, it is still close here. You know, just about 5 seconds between these two. So, Fatso trying to fight back to tie this matchup 1-1.
If it's gonna come down to the dupes, then I don't know. I don't know.
A run decided by dupes. Could you imagine?
All right, both players getting the setups. Einea, good stuff. Looks like Fatso also has the setup down perfectly. Nice stuff. They'll both be going into the boss fight. See them dupes.
All right, this can switch it right here. Dupes, the frame perfect shot can decide who's going to go ahead into Wally 4. And oh boy, we are dupeless so far. Oh boy.
Wow.
No dupes. Einea is going to have to buster it out. And oh man, Fatso getting the clutch dupes.
Fatso.
Oh my goodness. And just like that, with Fatso, what was that, 3, 4? Enough. Fatso coming in on the clutch and taking the lead, getting dupes. Unfortunately, Einea did not get a single one.
That is big. Fatso is currently the lead by about 14 seconds. That is just how big a perfect fight is compared to no dupes at all.
Tell you, a 20-second swing right there between one player being 5 ahead to now being 14 behind. And Fatso, if he can hold on here, he gets that zip there. Fatso might be forcing game 3. We gotta get one more major thing here and get this bomb in. And that's all she wrote right there.
Einea also gets it, but Fatso's lead, it's too great for this lead to change.
We did have a death in Wally 4 in the last race today, so an earlier race.
Right,
Unlikely,
definitely.
but it can happen if you get a little too damage boost happy. But with him having full health, shouldn't be no problem. In fact, we're already on the phase 2. And here we go. Man, how about that comeback for Fatso? Behold the power of dupes, yo.
Yeah, it really truly came down to the dupes. As
it came down to dupes, man. Best race right
there. Let's see. The lead change went back for so much that I don't even recall how it truly went down. I don't know. It felt like the lead shifted at least 4 or 5 times throughout that race. That was amazing.
Yeah, from a zip you miss here, a fall there, and whatnot. Fatso's going to tie it up 1-1, and they're gonna have to go to game 3 here. On the bottom of the screen, we've got Laurie finishing up with Wally 2, taking care of the clone here, and we're going to see how the zips happen with Bomb Man. Going bomb strats here, and we have made it. By the way, I want to also remind you all that Laurie is still on PB pace. In fact, Laurie is almost a minute and a half ahead right now. So Laurie has a chance to get back-to-back PBs. We can hang in there for 2 more stages. So come on now, when you cut 2.5 minutes off 2 straight runs that are in a race, oh my goodness.
She did not get the sip in the first race either, so if she can set this up. Oh, that looks...
Oh boy, one more. Oh,
clutches it with the final beam. Beautiful. It's really a very good time save.
So again, that whole 15, 20 sets of walking eliminated there. So the only negative part is Laurie's not going to have any beams initially for the Wally 4, but hopefully can get up there and not destroy all the blocks this time and maybe save even more time.
Yeah, the bottom race has been decided though, as Mazimov defeats Wily and wins it 2-0. But so GG to Mazimov, but Laurie playing really well here. Gets a dupe, in fact.
Look at Laurie. All right now, hold him back.
She's on PB pace, so I mean, she is doing really well.
Oh yeah, but again,
Mazimov is just that good of a player.
Yeah, Mazimov, congrats. Mazimov will win the match 2-0, and we'll put a W in his column for that. So good stuff there. Might want to talk to Maz in just a little bit here, but we've got the race above is going to continue because we're tied 1-1 up there. So we got to break this title for dupe off, apparently, between Einea and Fatso. It surely came down to it. So let's see if Laurie can get this here. Laurie, ooh.
Gets it. But she's going to have to do this jump again.
Again, boy.
But apparently this does not seem to phase her as she got it.
It'll phase me, I tell you that. Fortunately, that platform is way over there. It must have just left the screen as she approached it. There it goes again. Look at there. Like it's nothing. I can't even do that consistently. And nailed it twice in a row.
No fear.
So remember, Laurie was going to fight these bosses naturally here. And of course, if you don't know this game here, there are no energy refills on this. This is a 4-fight, brawl we got going here, back to back to back to back. And this is what Laurie did last time. So the biggest concern Laurie has is going to be worried about what the health is going to be like when you're done with this. And we're down to just around half health here.
Yeah,
More concern.
She has less health than last time, but she opted for the pausing on Wily last run, and that worked out great for her.
Yeah.
And
this is the one she wants to get right here on bomb.
Oh, it's so laggy.
Yeah.
Oh,
and,
nice.
oh my goodness. The timing is just a tad different on bomb because you have to kind of wait for the explosion frame to change. But man, I don't know. This is going to be close. Now, Laurie definitely has a time here.
Like, I didn't catch if she had any deaths, so even if she does take a death here on Wily, definitely big PB potential.
Yeah, right now, Laurie has about over 2 minutes to complete this boss fight and still PB. So hopefully, if things go right, oh boy, we can't take much more health damage here. And
yeah, I think she has just enough to take one more hit. All right, let's go.
Gonna be close here. And boy, I tell you, this is a clutch fest today, my friend. Man. And Laurie PBs again with a 26:31, 2 minutes and 15 second PB. That's what I'm talking about. 3 minutes and 15 cut off her PB in just 2 races at that. That is what I'm talking about, man. That is fan freaking tastic, man.
Definitely is.
Oh man. Well, I tell you what. Even though Laurie did not get a win in the match, I think Laurie should be pretty happy on getting 2 straight PBs. That's just fantastic right there. So what we should do, I don't know, is Mazimov, let's see if we can get Mazimov have on for a little bit here. Not sure if Mazimov is on Discord at the moment. Yeah, you can't count as a lot. I mean, literally everybody's won. Einea's won a race. ColonelFatso clutched a PB. Mazimov won his race. Laurie's PB twice. I mean, good God, man. Everybody's won. I'm a winner. I'm gonna get to commentate with Cool Kid. Oh.
I feel like a winner too, John.
No. For this chat gets way too soft up in here.
But this is what's so great about it. I mean, sure, you got a little crazy commentating for players at the same time, but the amount of PBs, dupes, and all that we've seen, it's been great.
Definitely. And so, like I said, this the upper screens are not done yet because they got to break this tie here. We've got a 1-1 in this particular match, and we're playing best out of 3, so we got to go one more time here for the upper tier. So get ready for that one, and we're gonna see, because we saw lead changes left and right in that last race there. ColonelFatso, I mean, like I said, man, it came down to dupes. It came down to dupes on that last race. So, oh man, it's like a dream come true when a race. So here we go. Let me see. Mazimov is right quick here. We'll talk to Mazimov while we're doing our third race here. But yeah, who's hyping chat for? I know somebody should be hyping chat for this. This gonna be a good race. It better be. I paid good money for this, well, at least the cost of my internet anyway. But I'm ready. What do you think, man? Who's gonna get this one, Cool Kid? What do you think, man? After the last 2 races so far,
I'd say it's gonna come down to the dupes again. It's gonna be a dupe off.
Come down to the dupe off, man. I swear, we have to. Someone needs a code, like a custom ROM hack, in case we have a tie that like literally starts you at Wally 2, and just like right at the ball store, and just starts you right there, and just see whoever gets the most dupes is our winner. We got to get that going here. Let me get
a great tiebreaker.
Let me get Mazimov in here right quick here. A little drag and drop action here. Hey, Mazimov, what's up?
Hey, how are you doing, guys?
Hey, man, congratulations on the win, man. You did pretty dang good there.
Oh well, thank you. That was the pretty much probably my last match for the tourney. I play against here CK and Tyrant, so wrap it up here. Pretty happy with the result.
Oh yeah, you should be, man. What do you think about how you did, man? What do you Cookie? How you think you did, man?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
I would like to congratulate you on a perfect dupes in the first race, Mazimov. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Not easy, definitely not easy to get them dupes in the first race. And we were so hyped since we had pretty much 3 players on the dupes at the same time, and you're all getting the dupes, getting a perfect fight. That was amazing.
Nice.
So what do you
watch the? Sorry, go for it.
Oh no, you continue.
Oh well, I'm gonna watch the restream later on for the first race. I know Einea got a PB. Fatso did pretty well, and yeah, I got a good one as well. So yeah, that one's gonna be it. That match was probably really exciting.
It really was. I'm just curious now. Now that, as you said, unfortunately, it's looking like your tournament is over. What are your future speed plans? Do they involve Mega Man 1, or what are your upcoming speed projects?
Well, I'm gonna be around for the tournament, probably doing a little bit of commentary. That's for sure. I think it's gonna be probably Metroid. You have been seeing me play Nestroid a little bit, so I'm playing a little bit of that one, any percent. So probably gonna continue with that. Am I gonna try to get the sub 21 on Mega Man 1? I mean, the sum of this is telling that we can do it, but it's gonna take a little bit of time. But yeah, and maybe some Zelda 1 as well.
All right, good stuff, man. Yeah, as long as you don't get jailed in Metroid, it's a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, there was definitely a soft lock or not only in Mega Man 1. There were plenty in Metroid as well.
Oh yeah, man. I wish you the best, man. Who knows, man? You get that sub 21 and sub 20 and who knows, man? Sub 19 could be right around the corner.
Yeah, that's gonna take a lot of time, but maybe one day, who knows?
Yeah. Those kids gonna wake up one morning and all of a sudden you send a number 2 spot. Like, wait a minute now, what happened?
Who knows? I think yeah. I think I'm gonna let you guys to do hear the commentate on the second race. You guys have fun, and I'm sure that you're gonna do a wonderful job as always.
All right, man. We appreciate you sharing some words with us, and again, congratulations on. Hey, happy, man. You never know. You never know, man. But congrats on that, man. You have yourself a good weekend, man. All right.
You too, guys. That was a pleasure. Ciao.
All right, peace.
See you, man. All right, so here we go. We're gonna get ready for our third game now. Our deciding match between Einea and ColonelFatso, the dupe-off, as Cool Kid has coined it to be now. So, you know. So here we go. We'll get started in just a few moments here. I think they're gonna get the rematch set up here. And we're going to do it one more time, you all. Hey, chat, who do you think is going to take this? You know, you saw what happened. You saw what happened. One something that one person did, they messed up the next time, and the other person nailed it, and they messed up the prior time. Hey, who's going to take it? Is it going to be Fatso? Einea, what do you think, you all? Who do you think is going to take this one? They are off here. I'm gonna say nobody. It's gonna be a dead tie.
It's gonna be a dead tie. They're gonna have to go back to wider 3 and have a dupe off.
Man. You know, technically earlier today we had a race that actually tied on SRL. It was kind of funny because I think one person forgot to split and the other one split a tad early. We ended up with a tie. Kind of funny how that worked.
You gotta make sure you have that up-down pre-typed and ready to slam it as soon as Wiley is dead.
Oh, yeah. So here we go. One more time. I mean, you all just chilling now. And of course, now in this race, you know, we have no one else that's starting a different stage, so it's a lot easier to tell what's going on. And not sure exactly how accurate the streaming you see all. We had to. It was like a kind of a backup setup for the synchronization requirement to make this happen, especially with the 4-person race going on. But nevertheless, you all will still see what's going on, and we'll let you all know how close it really is here. So again, just getting through Cutman stage, just chilling, you know, a little buster action and stuff. You know, one thing a lot of people don't know about this game, we'll just turn diversion towards the boss, is Mega Man 1 is one of those games that when you're jumping in the air, you actually slightly lose your forward momentum. So a lot of times you see people just jumping up for joy and whatnot, but you don't want to jump in this game unless you really have to, because it does slow you down just a tad every time you jump.
Definitely not if you want to optimize it.
Yeah.
Stay grounded.
It's those little simple things that, you know.
Oh, Cutman is out of control for Fatso. Taking a high.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Man, they both.
he's gotta be careful.
Oh boy. I'm telling you.
Very unfortunate start to this race for Fatso. Cutman got out of control, started jumping around. I mean, Cutman is it's not so lethal when you get him stuck in that stun lock, but if he gets out of the stun lock, then he is very fast and agile.
It doesn't help any if you get hit by the big old red totem pole prior to getting, because that already puts your health in an uncomfortable situation should that would happen. But you never know. You saw what happened in the previous race, you know. A fall here, missing a corner jump, or you know, a failed zip, and you know, we've had tons of lead changes between these two in their 2 races.
Definitely.
Again, another race that may be decided by dupes. Hey, I'm down for that.
Einea, though, gets the first corner jump here in Elecman stage, so...
Hey, man. I got a question for you, cool kid. You ever gone for that health?
Wait, what health? Is there
The
health in this stage?
That's in this stage here. You know, a little yellow health sitting there, just in this little cubby hole there, just waiting for someone to grab it.
Oh, I didn't know that there was a health in this stage.
That health right there that Fatso just walked over.
Oh, that one? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ever get bored?
No, never. Never.
God, man, that health is...
It's impossible to get out if you get it, I mean, I imagine.
Just basically another corner jump, it feels like. Very, very low clearance jump here, easy to bonk your head.
So, Einea didn't get the magnet beam. Fatso has got a great magnet beam grab, and alright. It's picking it up.
Now. It sure is, man. Ah, dog, this is so good. It's always a nice watch to see people that are, you know, very similarly matched in their PB time, because it usually offers a good race, you know. You know, not always, and that's the thing about the whole tournament. You know, even though you may be playing someone that maybe you don't have a faster time than you, but you know, it usually bounced up by having someone that maybe isn't as fast as the other person. So it obviously gives a lot of people a chance to do well in this tournament, regardless of their PBs and whatnot.
Yeah, you got race nerves and such coming into play too. Race experience.
Yeah.
Fatso gets the first climb. Gets a little climb on the second screen.
Yep.
Gonna see how they match up after this stage. See if Fatso made up any ground.
Go. So here we go. What kind of deficit are we talking about here? Let's see. Just a moment here. If Einea can land these zips here. No, got a little. Oh, look at this.
Oh, the double ocean zip.
Doubles, man.
And the first try setup for the following zip.
What is going on here? Somebody's been practicing here. Nerves are not an issue for Einea. Just nailing everything on these zips here. So Fatso's going to get something here because, again, that's some serious time saving when you start getting multiple ones like that. And here we go again. Man, zips everywhere. Everybody's getting zips. Oprah up in this piece right now with zips. No, looks like Fatso's a little too low on beams here. Well, actually, let's see what happens after he gets the refill. I'm gonna call if we went for this one. I think we're just gonna take it nice and slow and steady here. So we got about a grab about 723 for the, what is it, orb, whatever that thing is called, the icon.
Called the orb, much like an SMW orb.
Yes, I'm sure they'd love that. I'm sure people in chat would love to just type out orb in chat.
So you said 23. Okay, yeah, looking like about a 22-second difference here. Einea did have a really nice ice. It's off to a great starting fire too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, Fatso not quite yet to be able to cut back into that def early on cut, man. Here, Einea is definitely bringing the A game right now, and doing some vertical wrapping there on the ladder here.
That's actually a very cool strat, that little ladder wrap.
Uh-oh, he's opening up his little Palm Pilot here. Taking notes. It's kind of interesting. If you place a beam there perfectly, again, if you walk off of a beam, you have extremely fast downward velocity. But if you kind of overshoot it, you may have to just, you know, maybe do that as an alternative.
Anea's getting zip after zip, yeah.
Yeah. It's like no surprise now. Anea's not messed up. It's nailing everything here. Right, so knows what's on the table here, and they want that W. So ever since he's got that W, he's on point too, man. No, man, this is something here. And just to give you an FYI, in case you don't know, Einea has just golded Fireman stage, and actually ahead of PB by almost 15 seconds. So all this flare you see is developing into a pretty nice PB potential here at this rate.
Wow.
Man, could we have another PB in this race?
Yeah, very, very, well, especially unfortunate Fatso did have that Deathwing Cutman, then Einea is just on fire right now. How is...
Yeah. God, even with that, even without a death, Anea's beginning to pull away, you know, especially these zips that, you know, save a couple of seconds on walking every time you get one. So that's so at this rate, it's gonna have to hope for some major errors here on Anea's part to even chip into this deficit. But nevertheless, they're gonna keep going here. But again, you know, anything could happen here. Got a Wallace just still yet to be tackled. So here we go. Anea's about to start. Bomb and Zip kind of don't have any concerns, honestly, with this. And going, ooh, interesting. I'm gonna go with the ladder set. Gotta watch out for that bullet. Uh-oh, we gotta...
Oh.
Ooh, that was interesting. And man, we're down to just one beam left. That almost resulted in a very long walk on top of the extended setup time there.
Wow. Fatso, meanwhile, has a really fast setup. Wow.
You know, and just like that, unfortunately, a time-consuming setup has made this significantly closer all of a sudden. I'm telling you. You just don't know. We might not even need the Wallace to get close.
Yeah, to look at the orb graphs here. 38 for Einea.
And wow. Can you believe it, man? I tell you. So what was about a 20-second lead has come to about 2 seconds now.
Amazing.
It is. Boy, you just never know, man. Between beam setups and zips and dupes, it's just so many things that can just swing this race back and forth between the competitors or make it much closer. So they're both going to truck around in Gutsman stage, and this is getting pretty hype, man. I'm really enjoying this closeness here.
Definitely. I mean, this game is... I mean, I just love... I mean, this is perfect. Just showcases just how great of a racing game this is. How close it can be.
Check out the fall here. About 12:39.5 there. And 12:39.5 there. They're basically... Even though what you all see, the strings are not exactly in sync, but right now it's literally about not even a quarter of a second from them beginning their downward transition on those screens here. No knockback here, trying to get those corridor zips. I mean, seriously, get it zipping. And it looks like neither of them are able to get any of these. And kind of funny, if you didn't go for the zip now and just busted these little guys down here, you actually would have been elite just by playing it naturally, per se. So we got 24 show up on score here, and we got about here 29. So again, the lead seems to have shifted just once again here. Looks like Einea is about almost about 5 seconds ahead now. So it's going to be interesting because Einea is going to probably try to go for these Wily ones at the beginning here. And if they can get that, that's going to definitely increase that lead here, especially if Fatso gets stuck on those fire bars down there.
Definitely. This Wily 1 zip is about 6 seconds saved compared to optimal fire jumps.
So this is going to be interesting here. Again, we got to get through these Wallies. Ooh.
Oh, places it too high, so he'll have to drop down and jump to fire.
Yeah, I gotta be careful here because, oh boy, again, you have, let's say, about 2 pixels of clearance to make that jump, and then try it a couple of times on that first one. And Fatso's like, this stuff is free.
Wow.
No biggie.
And well, just like that.
I'm telling
Just
you,
like that.
just 1 or 2 jumps when the races are so close. They said we'll do our best to let you all know how close we are, since what you all see is a little off sync here, but we'll watch these timings here to make sure we can let you know just how close these two are. Oh boy!
Ooh.
Pixels away, probably 1 or 2 away from catastrophe, and hangs on.
That is truly the worst room in the game. You have the worst enemy, the moving platforms, spike floor, and spike ceiling.
So,
Very close.
So Fatso, even though with that, Fatso's lead is cut down just a little bit. Fatso is probably about 1.5 seconds ahead from the entry of the boss, based on the actual screen timers on their feeds here. And oh boy, don't want to miss anything here. Oh my goodness. And again, we have another lead change. Fatso gets a slight wraparound with a leg beam and has to do another shot. Fortunately, it didn't result in a cycle yellow. Yeah,
Something also okay.
What is going on in this race?
Yeah. Wow. Alright, so going to Wily 2, we're talking about how in the Wily stages your ammo, what is it? Anyway, Einea has less magnet beam ammo, so he has to pick up ammo, while Fatso's got plenty of magnet beam ammo.
Yeah.
So it's gonna factor in too. Fatso can just drop down to the refight immediately.
That's really like another second right there that swings back in Fatso's favor. So here we go. We definitely don't want anyone to die here. Dying here will probably solidify the winner here to take a death before they get down to the potential zip screens towards the end of the level.
Yeah, there's no checkpoint until they reach a ladder screen.
So right now, just based on falling from Cutman, Fatso has about a 2.47 lead. Yeah, I did the math right in my
It's close.
Over Einea. So it looks like I don't know. Okay, so Fatso's going to take the long way. This is interesting, man. This might be a tie, literally.
Yeah, we just really get to see the comparison here. What is faster?
It takes a little time to get the zip set up, but then someone that goes naturally path. So we got an entry about 17:30 for Fatso, about 17:36 for Einea. So fortunately, a little time it took him to get that zip set up actually put him a little bit farther behind because of that.
This fight being trivia and all, you know what it's all going to come down to, right, John?
Man, it's going to come down to dupes once again. Oh my goodness, my day has been made twice in the same day. You better go let your friends know. You better go tweet them, go call on MySpace or something. Oh my goodness.
We talking too much. Wow.
Don't call him. Don't call him. I didn't expect quite that much damage.
Neither did I. I did not see. I was not paying attention to Fatso's health bar there, but he did just take a death to the clone, and that is unfortunately might be too much.
Yeah, you in this trivial fight, cool kid.
Yeah, just. Alright,
Of
you
course.
can finish off this race, John.
But wait a minute, but look, Einea didn't get the zip, so now he has to go. He has one chance at this, and he's gonna have to take the walk of shame.
Walk of shame from Einea.
Oh.
Okay, never mind. Never mind.
What is going on? Oh, walk of shame. Now, if you notice, Neil was thinking ahead and decided to not use that last beam because he wanted to have that most likely for Wally 4 to make that zip not so challenging. So that was probably a very good thing on this board.
And Fatso has beams for days. He's not going to run out of beams here.
Tons of beams. So let's see what happens in the dupes here. Again, the dupes could decide this, but Fatso needs to get this zip here. Gotta get this zip here, and oh boy, he's down to. Oh goodness, but he has no beams left. Oh my goodness, here we go. And here come the dupes.
Oh, Ainea's got it. He even gets some additional and one additional dupe on top of it. And
this is so interesting because Einea saved one beam left. No one probably want to have it for Wally 4. Fatso used them all up, and unfortunately, he needs one more.
What is very interesting though for Fatso is that he has no lives left.
Yes.
So he will game over in Wily 4 regardless and get a full beam ammo, I believe.
Yes. So I'll tell you what, unless there's a major mistake here by Einea, since Fatso has to take that GG, Einea may be able to hang on and just barely, especially having to do the walk of shame. If it wasn't for that death on Wally 2 for Fatso, boy.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, keep in mind, Fatso's had two really costly deaths here. Died against Cutman. 2.
Yeah.
And Einea just gets the refight skip, and unfortunately for Fatso, this is looking like.
Yeah, man, may not be good enough here. It's amazing how close it still was, even with that early death on Cutman. I mean, it was still close. I mean, even he got back in the lead. But unfortunately, sometimes it, boy. But man, this has been quite the match between these two. Leaderships all day long, and it looks like that Einea is going to be crowned our winner here.
GG Einea.
Yes, sir. Taking the match 2-1 with a time of approximately 21 minutes and 35 seconds. So congratulations to Einea and again Fatso bringing this game too. I mean, this fantastic trio of races between these two right here. And looks like he's going to get a time of just about 22:03 and 4. Yeah, 22:03 from Fatso. So, man, GG to both of these runners, you all. Got it. Make sure you drop a follow. Drop them a follow. They can provide, what do you think, man? There's some really good runs here, wasn't it, man?
Definitely. I cannot believe how Fatso had a great comeback. He died in Cutman, lost about 35 seconds, still made it, was ahead in the Wily stages. Yeah, that was amazing. I mean, and this was, in the previous two races as well. I mean, the lead changes back and forth. Wow, it's amazing races.
Yes, I'm telling you, it's something. Tell you, man, a death here and then someone messing up on beam placement, and it just, oh my goodness, you just love races that end up close. No one really likes the huge blowout races, but I tell you what, between these players, man, they have great races. You've got people who got PBs between these two races that we were showing. You can't really beat that, man. You really can't beat that kind of good stuff. So Let's see. I'm not sure. Can we get Einea on a little post interview hype here? I'm not sure. Any Discord action. Let's see what happens. But nevertheless, Einea will take the win for that bracket. What should I say for this match? And I think that will give Einea 2 wins now.
And yeah, exactly. He played from Rufio early in the week. Won against Von Rufio. So he's 2-0, I believe. Looking like he is gonna make it out of the group. We'll see though.
Yeah, we still got the Death Kings hasn't played yet, and this is their bracket and bracket F. Looks like a Death King still has some matches to do, and 2 more for most of them. But yeah, man, congratulations on that one. I'm not sure if any is on Discord. I'm not. Don't believe so. So we may not have that option for the post-game interview. Let's see.
So do we have any other games coming up tonight, John?
Well, we do, and we do have, as if this wasn't enough already, we do have some more matches coming up. We have KLM and Orsa will be racing. That will be happening at 7 p.m. Actually, I'm not sure. They might have switched that time to 6. I believe the schedule still says 7 p.m. this evening. So that's about an hour and 15 minutes from now, or it may be 15 minutes from now. Double check on that. Oh, actually, Einea is here. Einea, what's up?
Hello, hello.
How are you? Well, welcome. I must say, congratulations to that. You were definitely on your game there. Consistency of you nailing these beams here, man. That's some skill to be admired there for sure.
Thanks. Actually, I'm pretty surprised myself. I got some nice tricks in all of my runs, but I failed some. All the basic stuff. I failed really hard.
Well, I'll take your failure any day, man, because you couldn't tell, man. You were, especially on that last game, man. You were just nailing placements after placements and stuff, and man. But I tell you what, how did you feel about when you were having a little issue with those beam placements on Bomb Man stage there in that game 3 there?
Well, I opted to go for the ladder setup, which I haven't used in my last runs, and it was a bit too low, one step too low, and I panicked, but I didn't die after all, so I'm glad.
Yeah.
So just looking at the all races, it seemed like you had like a really good Iceman stage almost every run. Like got the ocean sip, double sip twice, I believe, and the really just Iceman seemed to be your strongest stage.
Oh yeah, that's the stage that I practice the most at ESA, and I play the stage a few times every day. I really like the double zip.
So I'm very curious here. Like I know people, some people like to know how their competitor is doing, like how close the race is. Do you keep like were you aware of just how close the races were, or did you just play your own game?
I had the commentary on my laptop, so I knew what was going on, and I changed my strats depending on the situation.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it was, say the least. It was. I mean, all games really. They were way close. The second one being decided on the dupes. That was incredible.
Yes, that's some highlight material right there. Unfortunately, it didn't work out in your favor. Even still won the match overall, man. But man, from the viewer standpoint, oh my goodness, man.
Yeah, I was really pissed about those dupes, so I gave some extra dupes in the last match just for you guys.
Yeah, I did see that.
We appreciate that. We were very happy. But man, how does it feel, man? You're gonna end up with having what? You're gonna end up having two wins already in your bracket, man. Or
Yeah.
that's gonna be a good feeling.
Yeah, I'm feeling good and exhausted at the same time. It's 1 a.m. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the next match with Adef. I don't know when I can play next time, so I hope I can play the match at least.
Oh yeah, I got plenty of time to coordinate with them since everybody's gonna be taking a little time here. So it's gonna be a long tournament, man. Like I said, a lot of groups. 8 groups. You all can count by fours and figure that was 32 players in this tournament. So you got time for that, man. There's a lot of races going on. So because we don't want to hold you too long. It's a little late. You might want to pass out or whatnot. So, but yeah. Any final words you want to say?
Well, GG's to Fatso. Really close games. I don't know if I've ever had this much fun. Actually, I didn't even care about the outcome after my PB anymore. But GG's to Mazzy and Laurie. And thanks for watching.
Thank you for playing, and again, congratulations on the win.
Yeah, thanks.
Alrighty. Well, Anea's going to enjoy. He's going to enjoy that win, and of course, we're gonna keep it going. Apparently, with yet another match here, as if you could have any more Mega Man 1. We have a race coming up. So, we're gonna have another match here between KLM and Orsa, and yeah, Nia, who do you think is gonna win that one?
I'm rooting for KLM because we were in the same group before we got reseeded, and I was really looking forward to that match, and I really want to play KLM.
You heard it right there. The match has been called right there.
Looking at their PBs here, Orsa and KLM's PB are just 1 second apart. So if the Fatso Einea matchup was close, I mean, we certainly cannot expect any less from Orsa versus KLM.
I saw that earlier. I was like, man, this is be a good one here. So obviously they're going to be doing similar strats and skills throughout this race. So it should be a really good watch, man. It's going to start hard, starting just a little bit. Who knows? It might start a little bit early. Who knows? But so you all stay tuned for that. They're going to get their practice, and Nia, we're going to, wish you good luck and have a good night's rest, man. Getting a little late there for you, so. But I wish you best of luck on your next matches, man, and overall success in the tournament, okay?
Yeah, thanks.
So, so before I do any